Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Job with the Gems. My name is Jim Meyer, broker associate at Remax Gold. Now you have a friend in the real estate business. I'm drinking out of my Placer Title Company mug, and I'm here with Robert Raney and my good friend Jim T. Chong the Wok Star. Jim, what are you doing?
You know what? I'm at my favorite place, and what's in my cup is somebody I wish that would sponsor us because their prices are a little bit higher, so they make more profit, but they are rolling out a whole new batch of stuff. But this is a awesome drink, but not quite Java. But Jim, more importantly, what's in your mug today?
Well, I like my coffee the way I like my presidential debates, rigged to make one guy look bad and make the other guy look like he's alive. Robert, what are you drinking?
I am drinking my usual cup of coffee today.
Okay, beautiful. That looks like a very evil coffee mug.
He's a dear friend of mine. We've been through a lot together.
Absolutely. Right before you beheaded him.
When I'm feeling down, I can't win. Pour a strong cup of coffee and I tune in. I'm waking on up to Java with Jim. I know my best day can begin. Yeah.
That's horrible.
No bones about it.
Ba-dum-bum. Robert, let me ask you a question. Was it through martial arts that you met our good friend Robert Parham?
In a roundabout way, it was through a martial arts event and through a Hall of Fame the following year that we were both inducted into. But it was originally through my photography that drew me into the event, and we hit it off the first night.
That's cool. And you've been buddies ever since. And then, was there a big gap? If let's throw this out there because some people don't know who Robert Parham is. Mr. Chung, you want to explain who Robert Parham is?
Yeah, he's a six-time world champion kickboxer, and he actually has his city that has a special day after him. For from the mayor and given by the city, and he's also mentored to Kirby Delaney, world record breaker. So Robert Parham is a film director. I know you work with him directly as well, James. Just somebody, a lot of integrity and just a lot of fun to be around.
Absolutely. And Robert Raney, how many times have you watched Soul Cage?
I have watched it, I would say 6 times.
Get out of here.
I honestly watched it about 6 times. A couple of scenes I've seen more. I drug my wife to sit down and watch, and my kids as well, specific scenes, just to feed my ego.
Right. Well, you know what? Sometimes it's healthy to feed the ego. You did a great job in those bar scenes. And we were just talking about Robert Parham. He's the director of the movie Soul Cage. What was it like being directed by Robert Parham?
Very concise. Robert is he's a workhorse. He knows what he wants. The first time I was on set, and I just spent the day until it was my scene, just watching him knock the scenes out, give pretty simple instructions as to what he wanted and how he would get it, but he just knocks it out.
He's a little like Clint Eastwood. It's like, why would I want to take a second take? And there are actors that just think they need to do 40 takes and all these nuances. It's like he gets it done. And we got out of that location early that day, didn't we?
Sure did. No help from me though, because I remember I had one line, and I practiced it for about 2 weeks. I had accents ready. I had a limp. I was ready to go. And the one thing I did not do was memorize where my line came in.
Oh,
so
that's right. You were 3 different characters.
Yeah, I got one look from Robert when I'm waiting, and everybody's waiting. I hear cut, Rob. I look over. He said, "Your line." It's like, oh, that's right. That I was supposed to say it, and that was a mistake I have not made since.
Well, that's good. It's a learning experience and a teachable moment. And Jim T. Chong, the Wok Star, how many times have you seen Soul Cage?
I've seen it twice,
Okay.
and I love all the scenes in there. Some of the people that I know that have done cameos and stuff as well, and it's exciting. I someday will even have a scene in there.
You do have a scene in there.
Scene.
And so now when you guys have watched the movie, where did you see it?
Theater at home.
I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
at
at home, where did you download it or where did you watch it? What site?
Oh, Tubi TV, but it's also streaming on Amazon.
And it costs money
My
on Amazon, I believe, or am I crazy?
No, it does. But my brother, to support you guys, he actually bought the high def version.
Oh my God.
And he called to let me know, hey, just to let you know, I bought the movie. And it's like, thank you.
Wow, that's the one.
Good guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And Jim, did you watch it on Tubi or how did you watch it?
Tubi and on the theater when
Right.
it did debut.
So if anybody said, well, I don't want to pay for it or I don't want to go to the movie theater to see it, there's no excuse, is there?
There isn't. I mean, you see a lot of cool things. It's very nostalgic, of course, for myself and for people that had a part in it. So, and knowing you, Jim, of course, it was phenomenal. No, just to see a lot of things come together.
And Mr. Raney, what kind of behind the scenes information can you tell the world about those courtroom scenes?
That was interesting because it was all done on green screen. There's no chairs, no benches. And Gary was working his butt off when Robert would direct us and get the emotions he wanted out of us. Then we had to get up. People had to sit down. Gary's changing everything around. It was just nonstop. But it's amazing because what you see was not what we had.
And when you watch it, can you tell that it's green screen?
No, not at all.
Awesome. Because I'll tell you a little something that I did a lot of that editing, and Robert Parham taught me how to do it, and he taught me how to create a shadow and put different people different places, etc. And I was always making people the wrong size or Robert, you're the reporter, but let's see, in that scene you're just sitting in the audience, right?
Just sitting. I had
Yeah.
a full beard and short hair at the time.
Right. And then so when I was editing, I could make you bigger, smaller, back, forward, etc. We experimented with a lot of stuff, but it's nice to hear that maybe Jim T. Chung is going to tell me I'm wrong, but that people think that it was really a courtroom. Jim, what do you say about that?
I thought it looked really good. So it is good.
That's what I want to hear. So any filmmakers out there that want to make a movie for no money, watch this movie and ask yourself, what could I do if I had very, very little money, lots of cool friends like Robert Raney and Jim T. Chong, the Wok Star, who are willing to show up and do cool things. You can work miracles. So Robert, you want to come back tomorrow?
Absolutely. Love to.
Awesome. All right. We're going to see you again tomorrow for another exciting episode of Job.